Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Jeff Geiger, President of General Dynamics Electric Boat, and on behalf of the more than 12,800 men and women of Electric Boat, it is my pleasure to welcome you to the keel lane of the submarine Colorado. I'd like to begin by recognizing all of the very distinguished guests gathered on the platform today, especially Annie Mabus, who has graced us with her presence as a sponsor of the submarine Colorado. Annie, thank you for being here. I'd also like to recognize her father, the Secretary of the Navy, and a frequent visitor to Electric Boat, Secretary Ray Mabus.
The Secretary of Defense, Chuck Hagel, was in this area, and he made the following observation. Today, southeastern New England has become the Silicon Valley of undersea warfare. Secretary Hagel was not just engaged in crowd-pleasing hype, but in fact it is tangible, it's real, and it's enduring what all of these folks have created here in southeastern New England. And today, with the keel laying of the Colorado, is just another step forward in terms of that great synergy that's working for but not just our region, but also for our nation.
Today, I also want to recognize the men and women of Electric Boat who build these great submarines. I've often said that we have the finest military on the face of the planet because of the men and women who wear the uniform and go to work every day to keep us safe.
For over 100 years, our submarines have been pivotal in the defense of the nation. Their superb stealth, long-range weapons, along with their incredibly talented individuals who build these ships and operate these vessels, ensure that our submarines will be superior to any adversary. To all of the talented men and women here at Quonset Point, at Groton, and in Newport News, who continue to build the Colorado and her sister ships, because of your dedication and diligence, our sailors will be able to do their jobs safely and effectively. And I know every moment you're here, you are thinking in one way or another about those brave young men and young women who sail these ships into danger. And you do for them your very best, and I thank you.
Great thanks to our amazing congressional delegation, Congressman Langevin and Senator Reid. Thanks to the leadership and commitment of Senator Reid and Congressman Langevin, they are helping us to build these ships here, and they continue to fight for Rhode Island and to fight for our country. And I'm very grateful to be on the team with you to move this great state forward. We plan to work together to move Rhode Island forward. An Electric Boat is core to the economy of Rhode Island, because Electric Boat continues to provide thousands of high-skilled, well-paid, family-supporting jobs. And as your governor, I am committed to the continued success of Electric Boat, because this state needs you to be successful. Electric Boat's $17.6 billion contract for 10 Virginia-class nuclear submarines is providing quality jobs to the people of Rhode Island.
Before I begin, I would like to thank Electric Boat and Newport News Shipbuilding for doing your part in building the world's best submarines. I fully appreciate that this can be challenging in today's budgetary environment. However, you continue to deliver, and the Navy thanks you for it. In particular, I would like to thank Annie for accepting invitation to become the Colorado sponsor. Just as your sister Elizabeth did in November, you will now join a select group, ship sponsors, who have embraced this special enduring relationship with a ship and her crew. As ship sponsor, you will serve as an advocate for its continued service, well-being, and an everlasting partner.
Good afternoon, everybody. It's an honor to be here in the presence of the greatest shipbuilders in the world. For members of the Connecticut and Rhode Island congressional delegations, I want you to know how much the men and women who will serve on this ship appreciate your advocacy for the Navy and the submarine force mission. It is clear to us when we hear you speak or we read your statements that you have researched the facts and you speak with authority on the unique capabilities of the Navy and the submarine force as they're applied to our nation's defense. For Mr. Geiger and Mr. Mulherin, you and your teams have our gratitude and our respect. I've been in this business for 35 years. I never cease to be amazed at what your people can do with their minds and their hands. We truly put our lives in your hands, and you have never let us down.
I'm delighted to be here to celebrate the keel laying of the new USS Colorado. This ceremony is particularly special to me because I'm able to share it with people I love dearly, beginning with the ship's sponsor, my wonderful daughter, Annie. Here in Quonset Point and in Groton, in Newport News and around the country, thousands and thousands of exceptionally skilled and talented shipbuilders will build the USS Colorado, the most advanced ship in the world. No one builds warships as well as America. No one. Sponsors are one of our Navy's most important and most enduring traditions. A sponsor imbues the vessel with her spirit and her personality. I can't adequately express how fortunate I believe this boat is and will be in having Annie Mavis as its sponsor. I have to admit, I'm not at all objective about this, but it is objectively true. Annie was born a month premature. One of the first times and one of the few times any member of the Mavis family has ever been early. But from the moment of her arrival under those perilous conditions, she has shown her tenacity, her ability to deal with anything life throws at her, and her heart. When I was thinking about how to describe Annie, I made some notes about what set Annie apart, what made her unique, what I and so many others love about her. I came up with lots of descriptive words: passionate, intense, loyal, unafraid, funny, strong, all in. They're all true, all accurate, but none of these singly or as a group came anywhere close to doing justice to this amazing person. In short, Annie is one of a kind. She is fierce and loving. She holds strong opinions, but she's incredibly inclusive. She is serious about the people and the ideas she cares about, and happy and smiling through it all. She will care about this submarine throughout its life and will be involved with it and the crew. She's the personal bond between the people who serve in this boat and the American people, who they and this boat will protect. She is everything you would ever want in a sponsor, a friend, a sister, a daughter. Annie Mavis.
I think it must be a law not to cry in a shipyard, but I'm sorry. I'm a crier. It's really hard to be introduced. I think it's almost impossible to be introduced by someone you love as much as I love my dad. My life changed in December 4 years ago when my father asked me if I knew what a sponsor was. He showed me a rendering of what the Colorado would look like and explained to me the long history and tradition of sponsors and the gravity of him choosing me to be the representative mother of this boat. I have been blessed in my life to have two families. One is the family I am related to, and the other is my Navy family. The Navy family, like all families, supports you and comforts you. I have been welcomed into so many homes and hearts, hearing stories from sailors, their spouses, and their families about what it means to give your life to service. A few months ago, I was able to come to Groton to see the progress of the Colorado, and I was awed by the scale of it and the operation and the commitment of the shipbuilders. But what stayed with me from that day was I learned that the USS Colorado has the first female shipbuilder in the history of the United States Navy, Patricia McDaniel, as well as a female Navy supervisor of the ship, Captain Darlene Grastock. This submarine will have women serving on it from its first day. This makes me proud to be sponsor of this ship, proud to be here for this exciting time for women in the Navy, and this is due in no small part to my father, who taught me that women belong everywhere, and those who do not think so are wrong. This boat represents the future of the United States Navy. Being the sponsor of the Colorado is the greatest honor and privilege of my life, and I will honor my role for the life of this boat. Thank you.
In just a moment, I'll accompany you to an area where we will inscribe your initials on a steel plate. At that point, Quonset Point welder John Alves will weld your initials onto that plate. John joined the Quonset Point facility in 1982, and after just 6 months, qualified as an X-ray quality welder. This next fact about John is astounding. His weld acceptance rate for the last 5 years is 99.95%. That makes him one of the very best welders ever to work at Electric Boat, and there have been some exceptional ones.
Now, Annie Mavis will authenticate her initials.
I declare this keel to be well and truly laid.
Ladies and gentlemen, the initials of Annie Mavis are now welded in steel, an enduring expression of the bond between her, the submarine Colorado, and its crew. Annie, it has been a great privilege to have you with us today as our guest of honor. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the keel laying ceremony for the submarine Colorado. Thank you for being here, and we hope you can join us for the christening of the Colorado next year in Groton. Thank you very much.